Hello everybody, Bambadee here with another gate transit exploration, and today we're going to look at gate 25. The sun moves into gate 25 on Monday, that's the 18th of March at 08:52, and that's GMT or UTC depending on how you look at it. So you might have to adjust that, of course, depending on which time zone that you're in. But certainly in the UK where I am, we go into it on Monday morning at 8:52. So this is a gate that's in the G center. The G center is this diamond, this yellow diamond right in the middle of the body graph. You could say the heart of the body graph there. It has themes of love and also of direction and of identity. If you have an open G center, you may not really know your direction in life, or you may always be looking for love in the wrong place. Those are the sorts of themes that you might come up with with the open G. And the G center itself, then, if it's defined, you might feel very certain in who you are and where you're going and how you're going to express yourself in your life. So this gate 25, which is just here, if you can see my pointer, and there's the picture of it in the top right-hand corner, is it's part of what's called centering. And the centering circuitry is a minor circuit, and it's part of individuality, which we've looked at before. Individuality has its themes of melancholy, of stubbornness, of doing its own thing, going its own way. But it also has a theme or a keynote of empowerment. So one of the roles of individuality is to empower others by being an individual, by being an example of uniqueness. So this is also the gate of the shaman or the priestess. It's guarding the door to initiation. It's part of the mystical way. And within the mystical way, which is another circuit, different circuit group, it represents this shamanic energy and the entry into a new way. So it's also part of the channel of initiation. So if you look at it here, you've got the red triangle, which is the ego center or the will center. And it is connected here. So you've got 51 on one side and 25 on the other. So when they are together, you have this theme of initiation, of putting yourself first. It's a very powerful gate. And we all have that at the moment, because once the 25 goes into the sun energy, the 51 is already in the nodes. So we always, while those two are in the transit together, while they're both activated, is the word I was looking for, then we all have these energies. So it's a global theme right now of initiation, of jumping into the void, meeting the shaman and sort of breaking through it. So let me stop sharing my screen, and I can talk to you like a normal person, sort of. Although you've met me, you know I can't quite put myself in that category. So gate 25 is called the gate of innocence. It is the gate of the spirit of the self, and it is one of the love gates. All of the love gates are in the G center, so they're called the vessel of love, and all of them find their expression through the G center. And here we find that the 25, it's all about really fully accepting and surrendering and just witnessing love wherever you are. It's a very beautiful gate. It can be quite misunderstood. It is the gate of the higher self. You know, it has a pivotal role in turning people towards their differentiation. The fact that we are all individuals and that we all have a unique expression, and we are on this planet to have that unique expression, to bring it into the world. It's our gift to the world. And it's also the way that consciousness expresses itself through these bodies. You know, we're not all here to be the same. Our innocence is not designed to bring love into the world in any specific way. It's rather about loving without discrimination, and also not judging any of these words, because sometimes Ra used to say that we had within human design, within humanity, really, we have word prejudice. So we hear, to love without discrimination, and maybe we sort of twist that round. But this is pure, this is innocent. People who carry this gate, they have the potential, or they hold the potential at least, to empower others into loving life and everything equally. It's the energy that can love a flower as profoundly as another human. So this is a quality of love that is often projected as being cool or cold, because there is this conditioning that we should love our own children more than we should love anybody else's, or we should care for our own family more than the human family. But that's not what this gate expresses. This is that we are all equal. Everything on this planet holds an equal place. It's very extraordinary energy. When you come up against it, it really can feel a bit cold, because it's, I don't know how to express it even. But you know it when you come again. I've met somebody who has this as their major gate, their sun gate, and they just love everything. And it's very beautiful. It's also not what humanity, or what conditioned humanity, expects when we talk about love. So it comes up against a bit of a wall there. But it's a mystical gate, and it tells us that innocence will always be tested. And the initiation comes with that testing. The gate carries that with it. It has a very mystical element to it as well, which we can express or explore another time if you have an interest in that and would like to do that, because you can do a whole hour, or you can do more than a whole hour, just on the G center and just on the gates of love, because they are so beautiful and so much part of the human expression when they're allowed to be, when we can really just take ourselves out of that conditioned field where we're all supposed to be the same. So, okay, I'll get back to the gate. Sorry. Okay, so when we look at universal love, we are often seduced and we're trapped into the mundane expression of it, I guess you could say. It's when we examine these mundane ways of looking at universal love, we get trapped into control or compliance, or these are ideas of love, because this is what we're fed by the media, by Hollywood, by all of this kind of thing. And we don't see the freedom and the innocence that universal love really are about. So during this particular transit that starts on Monday, we have an opportunity to become aware of our capacity to meet the initiations that life brings us. We can become spiritual warriors for a week. We can be fired up, and we can really put ourselves first and compete for our own spirit, our own individuality. We can put that first and not think about the consequences or the circumstances even around that. Just jump into the void and go for it. We like to think that we are in control of our lives, but when an initiation appears in our life, we cannot control it. When some event happens that forces us to look at things in a new way, we don't have any control over where or when or how that happens. Mostly, I think if we were asked, we would say, no, sorry, don't need that. Thank you very much. So life brings it to us, and it's nothing to do with us. It's not in our timing. And it's just how we meet it that really then becomes the key element in all of that. Initiations may not be present. They may not be that sunny day which we're walking in the park and looking at flowers, and that's an initiation of a sort. But sometimes we get prodded into the void, and that's all we can do is jump. And the challenge then is just land on our feet, to deepen our own wisdom and deepen our own innocence. And then we can empower others as we journey forward on their journey. We can emerge from the void in a state of aliveness and wonder. The grounding force of the sun in gate 25, which means the other side of the wheel when we're looking at that mandala, is gate 46. And this is another G center gate. All the love gates are in polarity with each other. So you have the 10 and the 15 and the 25 and the 46. So the 46 is about love of the body. And this is quite an interesting little mixture, really, because you've got here in the 46, the love of the body and the kind of fleshy things of life, and gate 25 being the spirit, love of the spirit of the self. So the body and the spirit coming together here in this transit. And it's an interesting and somewhat strange thing, really, when you realize most people do not like their body. You know, they don't have much appreciation for it. There's often a flavor of trying to change it to make it better, whatever that means, you know. And it's not always just about the shape or the size of it. It's just, it can sometimes feel like such a burden just to have a body. You know, you've got to feed it, you've got to clean it, you've got to exercise it. All of these things that come with that. And this is true, of course. We do have to take care of these bodies like we would take care of a pet that we have or a child that we have. But there is a lot of conditioning around how our bodies should look, how they should behave, and how they should be exercised, and what you should wear when you're exercising them, and what you should put in your body and on your body, and all of this kind of stuff. It's conditioned. If we actually sat and questioned any of that, I mean, have you ever done that? I invite you now to do that. There's a huge industry that is making a lot of money around telling us what we should look like, what we should eat, how we should move, all of these things. And very often we just say, oh, okay, I should be exercising, I should be doing 10,000 steps a day, I should eat 5 vegetables a day and the rainbow, and you know, rather than just checking in with our bodies. Is this something that expresses my body correctly in the world? Ra tells us that really, and resonates with me, so see how this lands with you. But in order for our bodies to be truly healthy, in order for us to be truly healthy, the experience of being in a body must be accepted without question. You know, because what else is there? And in that sense, it's really very simple to be in a body. You don't have to worry about all the other stuff. And acceptance is not doing acceptance. You know, it's in a way, it's just releasing that breath that we're always holding that's keeping us so tense in this world. Letting it go. Oh, because our bodies are a vehicle. They're the vehicle that consciousness rides around in, experiencing life. Now, if we didn't have this body, we wouldn't have that place for consciousness to ride around, experience life as Babaji or as whoever we're out there as, you know, as Janie, as Abe, as Bear, as Donway. We're all part of this consciousness soup riding around in our vehicles. And so, yes, maybe they do need to be taken care of, but in a way that's correct for us, which may not be a way that is correct for everybody else. It's that thing of that our bodies are a sort of physical representation of consciousness in form. They are not consciousness itself. Now, we can forget that sometimes. So when we experience the body without judgment, without question, then we find we're tapping into the unconditional love of gate 25. So these are the energies that are around us for the next 6 days or so. And I invite you to bring some awareness to your experience of love and of innocence, to some of the preconceptions that you might have about love as a general theme, but also about the unconditional love that this particular gate is bringing us in this time. You could check in with your opinions and your ideas about your own body, you know, and perhaps you could be a little bit more gentle in your expectations of how you deal with it, how you cope with it, how you love it, how you know, put it out there into the world. Thank you for joining me. That's all I have for you today. Hopefully I will see you soon, and yeah, enjoy Gate 25. Thank you.